Did you ever wonder what it truly means to care for yourself perfectly in old age? Not just getting by, not just surviving day after day, but living with strength, clarity, and peace of mind. As we grow older, life changes. The body slows down, energy fades, routines get disrupted, and sometimes it feels like well-being is slipping away. Many people think the answer lies in complicated routines, strict diets, or expensive solutions. But what if the truth is much simpler? What if real lasting health and happiness in your later years come from small daily habits, practical time-tested actions that keep your body strong, your mind clear, and your heart at peace? In today's video, we'll uncover 7 essential habits for seniors over 60 that can transform the way you live each day. These habits are not overwhelming. They're simple, sustainable, and proven to bring dignity, strength, and joy every single day. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more life-changing tips. And let me know in the comments, where are you watching from today? Habit number 1. Daily physical movement. One of the most essential habits for caring for yourself in old age is daily physical movement. It may sound simple, but it is often the first thing people let go of once energy starts to fade. Yet movement is what keeps the body alive, connected, and resilient. Without it, every other part of health begins to decline. Movement doesn't have to mean running marathons, lifting heavy weights, or joining a high-intensity class. In fact, for seniors over 60, the key is not intensity, it's consistency. Gentle but regular activity keeps muscles engaged, joints flexible, blood circulating, and the nervous system responsive. When you stop moving, stiffness sets in quickly. Muscles weaken. Digestion slows. Even mood and memory can suffer. But when you keep moving, you are telling your body, we're still in this. Take Walter, a 78-year-old retired mail carrier from Indiana. Every morning, rain or shine, he takes a short walk to the corner and back before breakfast. It's not about exercise in the traditional sense. He's not trying to lose weight or train for anything. For Walter, that walk is rhythm, routine, and renewal. He says, "The day I stop moving is the day I stop living." His simple habit sets the tone for the entire day and protects his independence. Science supports what Walter feels. Studies in geriatric health show that older adults who engage in just 20-30 minutes of moderate movement daily reduce their risk of falls by nearly 40%. Balance exercises strengthen the stabilizing muscles around the hips and ankles. Gentle stretching prevents painful stiffness. Even light activity like walking in the garden, practicing Tai Chi, or standing up and sitting down repeatedly builds strength that protects daily independence. Think of movement as medicine. Each step pumps fresh blood through your body, carrying oxygen to your brain. Each stretch signals to your joints you are still useful. Even small acts, reaching up to a shelf, bending slowly to pick something up, standing tall for a few breaths, train your body to stay engaged with life. Of course, there will be days when movement feels harder. Arthritis may ache. Energy may dip. But those are the very days when gentle movement matters most. The body thrives on rhythm. A few minutes of walking, stretching, or balance practice can shift how you feel, not just physically, but emotionally too. Many seniors describe feeling calmer, more hopeful, and more awake after even a short walk. If you're already moving daily, take pride in that. You are investing in strength and independence. And if you haven't started yet, know this, it's never too late. Your body may not move like it did at 40, but it still longs to feel useful and alive. Even 5 minutes today can build into something powerful tomorrow. So whether it's a gentle stretch before breakfast, a lap around the block, or simply standing and sitting a few times with intention, every bit counts. Over time, these small moments of movement add up to protect not only your physical health, but also your dignity, confidence, and sense of control. If you're watching right now, let me ask you, do you already have a daily movement routine? Comment yes if you do, or not yet if you're planning to start. I'd love to know where you are on this journey. Habit number 2. A simple, nourishing eating routine. After movement, the next pillar of caring for yourself in old age is food. Not food as in diets, restrictions, or complicated plans, but food as daily nourishment, something that supports your body instead of overwhelming it. As we get older, digestion often becomes more sensitive. The body no longer tolerates heavy, greasy, or overly processed meals the way it once did. Energy spikes and crashes can feel more dramatic, and even small digestive upsets can affect mood and sleep. That's why simplicity in eating is a gift to yourself. A nourishing routine does not mean bland or boring. It means predictable meals built around foods your body recognizes and can use with ease. Fresh vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. These simple choices give steady energy, help maintain a healthy weight, and support everything from joint health to memory. Take Mary, an 80-year-old from Oklahoma. Every morning for years, she has eaten the same breakfast oatmeal with blueberries, a boiled egg, and a cup of warm lemon water. Some might call that repetitive, but for Mary, it is ritual. It grounds her. Her digestion stays smooth, her energy remains even, and she never has to waste time wondering what to eat. That consistency is what frees her to focus on living, not worrying. Science echoes Mary's wisdom. Research in nutrition and aging shows that seniors who follow consistent eating patterns experience fewer digestive problems, steadier blood sugar, and even better sleep quality. A predictable routine calms the digestive system and allows it to work with less stress. Hydration is part of this habit too. With age, the natural feeling of thirst fades. Many older adults do not drink enough water simply because they don't feel thirsty. But dehydration can quietly increase joint stiffness, memory problems, and even the risk of falls. The solution is gentle consistency. A glass of water with every meal, a cup of herbal tea in the afternoon, and small reminders throughout the day. These simple steps keep the body resilient. A nourishing eating routine also helps emotionally. There's comfort in knowing what will be on your plate. It reduces decision fatigue and makes meals a time of peace instead of confusion. For many seniors, food becomes less about restriction and more about rhythm. The occasional treat is still welcome, but the foundation is steady, wholesome meals. Imagine your meals as anchors. Breakfast sets your energy. Lunch carries you through the day. Dinner brings calm and closure. Each one is an opportunity to care for yourself, to remind your body that it matters. If you're already practicing a simple routine, maybe a favorite healthy breakfast, or a set time for dinner, take pride in that. And if you haven't yet, start with just one meal. Choose something nourishing and repeat it daily until it becomes natural. Over time, that single habit can reshape how your body feels and how your mind rests. So let me ask you, what is your go-to meal that makes you feel good and energized? Share it in the comments below. You may inspire someone else who is looking for a new routine. Habit number 3, a regular sleep schedule. Sleep is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most powerful forms of self-care in old age. While we tend to think of sleep as something automatic, many seniors discover that rest becomes more fragile over time. What was once easy now requires intention. And that's why creating a regular sleep schedule is so important. Going to bed and waking up at about the same time each day may seem simple, but it has a profound effect on how the body heals, how the mind functions, and how emotions settle. The human body thrives on rhythm. When it knows when to rest and when to wake the circadian rhythm, your internal clock runs smoothly. Hormones balance digestion, steadies, and memory sharpens. Take Gerald, a 79-year-old from New Hampshire. For years, he stayed up late watching the news and slept in whenever possible. But he always felt groggy, anxious, and drained. Then, as an experiment, he decided to set a firm schedule bed at 9:30 p.m. up at 6:00 a.m. Within a week, he noticed a change. His mornings felt clearer, his energy lasted longer, and he says, now, nearly 80, he feels more rested than he did in his 60s. Science supports Gerald's story. Studies show that seniors with consistent sleep patterns experience fewer nighttime awakenings, lower risk of depression, and even improved cardiovascular health. On the other hand, irregular sleep, staying up too late, napping excessively, or using screens before bed disrupts the body's natural repair cycle. It leaves you tired, unfocused, and vulnerable to illness. Building a healthy sleep routine doesn't mean sleeping longer, it means sleeping better. Small steps can make a big difference. Dimming the lights an hour before bed tells your body it's time to wind down. Turning off screens prevents blue light from confusing your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Choosing calming activities, reading, praying, stretching, or listening to gentle music signals peace. Even what you do during the day matters. A little sunlight in the morning, light movement, and keeping naps short all help your body recognize day from night. Think of sleep as your body's repair shop. Every night, cells rebuild, the brain clears waste, and the heart rests. Without structure, that shop can't function well. But with a regular rhythm, your body heals itself, leaving you sharper, calmer, and more resilient the next morning. Of course, there will be restless nights. Worries may linger. Pain may interrupt. But even then, sticking to a schedule helps. It anchors you, providing stability in a world full of change. Many seniors say that the simple act of knowing when their day begins and ends gives them comfort. It reassures them that even when life feels unpredictable, some things remain steady. If you already follow a regular sleep schedule, keep protecting it. It is one of your greatest tools for healthy aging. If not, start small. Go to bed 10 minutes earlier each night or set a consistent wake-up time. Over time, these small adjustments can transform how you feel. Now I'd love to know, do you keep a steady bedtime and wake-up time? Comment sleep if you do, or working on it. If you're still finding your rhythm, sharing your journey might inspire someone else. Habit number 4. Monitoring your emotional well-being. When we think of self-care in old age, most people immediately picture medicine, diet, or exercise. But one of the most powerful and often overlooked areas is emotional health. How you feel inside, your sense of peace, hope, and connection shapes every other part of your life. Without emotional balance, even the strongest body can feel heavy, tired, or lost. Aging naturally brings challenges. Friends may move away or pass on. Families grow busy. Energy shifts. It is easy to let loneliness, worry, or sadness creep in quietly. But here's the truth. Emotional well-being is not something that happens on its own. It is something you can nurture just like a garden with small daily habits. Take Sandra, an 82-year-old from Georgia. Each morning she asks herself one simple question. What am I feeling today? She writes her answer in a notebook, just a few words. Some days, it's hopeful but tired. Other days, it's missing someone. By writing it down, she doesn't push her emotions away, she acknowledges them. Sandra says this small practice makes her feel more grounded and more in control. For her emotional honesty has become as important as any pill she takes. Science supports Sandra's wisdom. Studies in geriatric psychology show that seniors who actively monitor and express their emotions experience lower rates of depression, faster recovery from illness, and stronger memory function. Emotional awareness lowers stress hormones, improves sleep, and even supports immune health. Simply put, tending to your inner world strengthens your outer one. How can you monitor your emotional health? It doesn't have to be complicated. Some people keep a short journal. Others take a quiet moment to pray, meditate, or listen to calming music. For many, a simple phone call to a friend or a neighbor is enough to feel connected. These practices are not about fixing emotions. They are about allowing yourself to feel without judgment. Grief, joy, frustration, and hope all deserve a place in your heart. And sometimes emotional care means knowing when to ask for help. Speaking with a counselor, joining a support group, or reaching out to someone who listens well is not weakness, it is wisdom. It shows you value your inner life enough to protect it. In fact, research shows that seniors with strong emotional support networks report higher life satisfaction even when facing physical decline. Think of your emotional world as a house. If you ignore it, cracks slowly appear and the foundation weakens. But if you check in regularly, sweeping, repairing, adding light, it remains steady, safe, and welcoming. You deserve that steadiness. So if you've been brushing aside your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it isn't, consider this your gentle reminder: your emotions matter. Checking in with yourself is not selfish. It is an act of strength, one that keeps your heart soft and your life connected. If you're still here watching, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a small daily practice like journaling, prayer, or phone calls that helps you care for your emotional well-being? Comment heart below if you do, or starting now if you'd like to begin today. Habit number 5. Maintaining hygiene and grooming habits. Caring for yourself in old age is not only about what happens inside your body, it is also about how you present yourself to the world, and perhaps even more importantly, how you feel about yourself. That is why maintaining hygiene and grooming habits is an essential part of perfect self-care. For many seniors, these habits can feel small: brushing your teeth, washing your face, combing your hair, putting on clean clothes. Yet these small actions carry enormous weight. They send a message to yourself and to others: I still matter. I still care about being present. This sense of dignity and pride can lift your confidence and even change the way people interact with you. Take Roy, a 76-year-old from Michigan. He hasn't missed a morning shave in over 40 years. Even after retiring, even on days when he doesn't plan to leave the house, Roy still shaves, combs his hair, and puts on a button-down shirt. He says, "It makes me feel awake, like I'm stepping into the day on purpose." That daily ritual is more than appearance. It is a reminder of his identity, his routine, and his choice to face life with intention. Science supports what Roy instinctively knows. Research on aging and self-perception shows that seniors who maintain regular grooming and hygiene report higher self-esteem, lower rates of depression, and better social engagement. Cleanliness and neatness signal alertness, vitality, and self-respect. These subtle cues influence not only how you feel about yourself, but also how others respond to you. People are more likely to treat you with respect and warmth when they sense that you take care of yourself. Of course, with age, some routines become harder. Arthritic hands may make nail trimming or buttoning a shirt difficult. Balance issues may complicate showering. But those who thrive find creative ways to adapt using supportive tools, scheduling help, or modifying routines without giving them up. Because at stake is not just cleanliness, it is dignity. Hygiene also brings emotional benefits. Putting on a favorite sweater using a splash of cologne or brushing your hair can instantly shift your mood. These small moments of ritual and beauty remind you that you are still here, still deserving of care and comfort. Many seniors describe grooming as a quiet act of joy, a way to honor themselves each morning. Think of grooming like polishing a mirror. It reflects not only your outer image, but also your inner belief that you matter. When you see yourself looking neat, fresh, and cared for, you feel stronger inside. That strength carries into conversations, family gatherings, doctor's visits, even quiet afternoons at home. If you are already maintaining hygiene and grooming with intention, be proud of it. You are protecting your identity and self-respect. And if you've let some of these routines slip, don't worry, it's never too late to begin again. Start small: a clean shirt, a comb through your hair, a splash of water on your face. Each act is a declaration that you are still engaged with life. Now, I'd love to ask you, what's one grooming habit like shaving, brushing your hair, or putting on your favorite outfit that makes you feel confident? Share it in the comments below. You may inspire someone else to bring more dignity and joy into their daily routine. Habit number 6. Stimulating your mind every day. The body needs movement, but so does the mind. Just like muscles weaken without use, the brain also slows down when it isn't challenged. That's why stimulating your mind daily is a cornerstone of self-care in later life. It is not about complicated lessons or advanced schooling. It is about keeping your brain engaged, curious, and alive. Many people assume mental decline is inevitable with aging, but countless seniors remain sharp, witty, and creative well into their 80s and beyond. The difference often lies in intention. Those who stay mentally active treat the brain like a garden, tending to it with small daily practices. Take Lillian, a 75-year-old retired school teacher from Maine. Every day she spends half an hour translating her old French journal entries into English. At first it was just for fun, a way to revisit memories. Over time it became her favorite ritual. She says it keeps her vocabulary fresh, her memory strong, and her heart connected to her younger self, who once dreamed of traveling the world. For Lillian, mental exercise is not a chore, it is joy. Science confirms her experience. Studies in cognitive health show that seniors who engage in daily mental stimulation, reading puzzles, learning new skills, maintain sharper memory, greater attention span, and even lower risk of dementia. It's not about how difficult the activity is, it's about consistency and curiosity. Mental exercise can take many forms: reading a book or newspaper, writing letters, doing crossword puzzles, learning to use a new phone feature, or even having a thoughtful conversation with a neighbor. All these count. What matters most is that your brain is asked to think, to stretch, to explore. Each time you challenge it, you build new connections, keeping your mind flexible and resilient. The benefits go beyond memory. Stimulating your mind daily also nurtures a sense of purpose. Seniors who stay mentally engaged often report feeling more useful, more connected, and more alive. This sense of usefulness can reduce feelings of depression, strengthen emotional health, and provide motivation to stay socially connected. Think of your brain as a lamp. Without use, the light dims. But each time you feed it knowledge or curiosity, you brighten the bulb. That light doesn't just illuminate your own path, It shines outward, inviting others into conversation, connection, and shared discovery. Of course, mental exercise should feel enjoyable, not overwhelming. Choose something that excites you, something that feels like play. That's why puzzles, games, reading, or creative hobbies work so well. When learning feels like fun, your brain naturally wants more. If you already have a habit of reading, writing, or solving puzzles, celebrate it. You are investing in a sharper, more confident future. If not, start small. Pick up a book, write a short note, or try a simple brain game. Even 10 minutes a day can create lasting change. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What do you do to keep your mind sharp? Do you read, write, or perhaps enjoy puzzles? Comment "Mind" below to share your favorite practice. Your idea may encourage someone else to begin their own journey of mental renewal. Habit number 7. Asking for help without shame. For many older adults, independence is more than a lifestyle. It is an identity. After decades of working, raising families, and solving problems, the thought of needing help can feel uncomfortable, even frightening. But here is the truth. Aging gracefully does not mean doing everything alone. It means knowing when to ask for help and realizing that asking is not weakness, it is wisdom. Asking for help is one of the most underrated forms of self-care. It allows you to stay safe, conserve energy, and focus on what matters most. Whether it's reaching for a heavy item, handling chores, or simply needing emotional support, learning to say, "I could use a hand" protects your health and preserves your independence in the long run. Take Calvin, an 84-year-old from Nevada. For years, he insisted on doing all his yard work himself. It made him feel strong until one afternoon he strained his back while dragging a heavy garbage bin. That injury forced him to admit he couldn't do everything alone. So he asked his grandson to come by once a week. At first, it was awkward, but soon those visits became more than help. They became moments of laughter, storytelling, and connection. Calvin says, "I thought asking for help would make me weaker, but instead, it made me stronger. Now I'm not only cared for, I'm also closer to my family." Science supports Calvin's insight. Studies in gerontology show that seniors with supportive networks live longer, recover faster from illness, and report higher levels of happiness. Accepting help reduces stress, prevents accidents, and nurtures relationships that bring meaning and joy. Far from being a loss of independence, it is a way to expand independence because it allows you to direct your energy toward the things that truly matter. Think of asking for help like leaning on a walking stick. It doesn't mean you can't walk, it means you choose stability over risk. And in doing so, you go farther with more confidence and less strain. There is also an emotional benefit. When you allow others to help you, give them the gift of usefulness. Loved ones, neighbors, and friends often want to show their care. By accepting their support, you create space for trust, closeness, and even healing. Rather than burdening them, you invite them into your life in a meaningful way. If you already practice asking for help, honor that choice. It is a sign of strength. If you find it difficult, start small. Ask for assistance with a task that feels safe to share, like carrying groceries or reaching for something on a high shelf. Each time you accept help, you prove to yourself that dignity and dependence are not opposites. They can coexist. So, let me ask you, how comfortable are you with asking for help? Comment "help" if you already reach out when needed, or learning if you're still finding the courage. You may be surprised at how many others feel the same. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this journey, let's pause and reflect on what we've discovered together. We have walked through 7 essential habits, simple, steady practices that can transform how you care for yourself in your later years. From daily movement and nourishing meals to restful sleep, emotional awareness, personal grooming, mental stimulation, and asking for help with grace, each one is like a thread. Woven together, they create a fabric of dignity, strength, and peace. The beauty of these habits is that they are not complicated. They don't require expensive programs or impossible routines. They ask only for consistency, intention, and love for yourself. And the truth is, self-care at this stage of life is not about chasing perfection. It is about choosing small daily actions that whisper, "I still matter. My life still has value. My presence brings meaning." Remember, it is never too late to begin. Whether you're already practicing most of these habits or just starting with one, every step forward counts. Even the smallest shift, a short walk, a glass of water, a few minutes of journaling can ripple outward, shaping your health, your confidence, and your joy. And perhaps the greatest gift of self-care is not only how it strengthens you, but how it inspires those around you. Your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, they see in you an example of resilience, of wisdom, of what it means to grow older with grace. By taking care of yourself, you remind them that aging is not fading, it is becoming. So today, I invite you to choose one habit to carry forward. Write it down. Make it yours. Let it shape your tomorrow. Because the truth is, self-care is not selfish. It is generous. When you are strong, calm, and cared for, you can share more love, more patience, and more hope with the people who matter most. Thank you for spending this time with us. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these 7 habits speaks most to your heart? Share it in the comments below. And if you found value in today's message, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you love. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and inspires. Together, let's keep proving that life after 60, 70, and beyond can be strong, joyful, and deeply meaningful.